Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you are catching this, and welcome back to your Miracle Mindset Push Ups. So, let's do a little review before we get into the topic for today. So, our day one was the new beginning, learning how to start our day with spirit. Day number two was about forgiveness, learning how forgiveness is so important that we do not only that we forgive other people, we forgive situations, but we also forgive ourselves so we don't build any more barriers to love. And now today we're going to be talking about happiness. And I know that probably seems like such a huge concept, but in truth, it's not. And the reason that it's not a big concept is because that's what you are. You are happiness. You are happy. You are joy. You are light. And I know that maybe right now you don't feel like that, but the reason that you don't is because of one thing. And it's because of a mask that everyone wears. Everyone wears a mask. And that mask is called the ego. Okay. And that essentially, the ego is simply a mask that we have put on. We're playing pretend right now. We're saying, you know what? Let me pretend that I am not the eternal, happy, joyful child of Source. Let me pretend that I can lack something. Let me pretend that I am separate. Let me pretend that I'm in a body. Let me pretend that I am stuck in time and space. Let me pretend that I am separate from everyone. Let me pretend that I am not connected not only to the all that is, but also to everyone and everything around me. That's what the ego mask is. It's that belief, it is that imaginary play in separation. That's it. And I love what the Course in Miracles actually says about the ego. And it says it's only an idea. And the only reason that this idea has power is because we focus on it and we give it that power. And so, when it comes to happiness, the ego, of course, says this is, it really likes to say that either relationships and not just relationships, special relationships are going to bring you happiness, or that new Maserati, or $1 million, or a brand new house, or living in a different state, or maybe moving away from your neighbor. It's going to try to get you to believe that the things of this world are going to bring you happiness. Now, by no means am I saying that you cannot go and buy new things. I am not telling you that you cannot be in relationships with people. What I am inviting you to see is a brand new perspective. The ego likes to value things that will disappear and disintegrate. Okay? While spirit likes you to have things that are eternal because that's what you are. You are eternal. And so I like to give this example. So let's say that you just don't have a whole lot of friends, and you believe that if you have money, you would have more friends because then you could buy more things, you could go more places, you could do more stuff, right? And it sounds wonderful. It sounds great. You're like, oh my God, yes. Like, this is going to make my life complete. And so let's say you then win that $1 million. And let's say that you do have more friends. But now you're not really sure if they're your friends because they actually like the person that you are, or they're your friends because you have $1 million and you're able to buy them things whenever they want. So now you kind of go into seclusion in your giant house that you wanted that's on an island, and you're still not happy. And the ego tells you, well, it's okay, go buy another boat. So you buy another boat. You're happy for about 5 seconds. Then the ego tells you, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You know what? Why don't we hire a private chef? So you hire a private chef and you're happy for maybe 2 meals. And then you're not anymore. And then the ego tells you, keep buying, keep doing, keep seeking out here. This is where the happiness is. It's out here, it's in the world. Seek out here for it. And you seek and you seek and you seek. And this is the ego's edict: seek and do not find. And it will have you spend all of your money and all that happiness you thought it was going to bring you. It actually isolated you even more. And once again, that's because the ego said, oh, this is going to make me happy. This is going to make me, oh, it's just going to solve all of my problems. And it didn't really solve all your problems. It actually created more problems. And there's actually a beautiful line in the Course, actually, it's a beautiful lesson in the Course in Miracles that says, let me recognize what the problem is so it can be solved. However, all too often, we don't give ourselves that recognition. We don't look at the problem. And the other thing that we have to realize is we really don't know because we're wearing this mask of forgetfulness. So, and we're playing this imaginary game. We don't really know what will make us happy. We don't really know what is eternal, what is, going to make us just truly 100% eternally happy. We just don't. And we have to begin to explore that. And the best way that we can explore that is with lesson number 24 from A Course in Miracles. And it says, I do not perceive my own best interest. And like I said, the Course in Miracles it uses very religious terms in very non-traditional ways. So, I will be reading this. I'll be kind of giving you my interpretation of it as well. And then we will move on to the journal questions for today. So, lesson number 24. I do not perceive my own best interest. In no situation that arises do you realize the outcome that would make you happy. Okay. Bing, bing, bing. That I remember when I read that and I was like, bullshit. Like, I know what's going to make me happy. This is what I want to happen and I know what's going to make me happy. Well, I want to give you a personal parable from my own life. So I had gone to a psychic fair. And I always just love to go to them because I love to see other spiritual people and see what other people are doing. And of course, experience, the beautiful energies that are there. And I got to sit like under a pyramid and like meditate, and it was free. Like I could meditate for like 30 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I was super excited. So I meditated under there for like 15 minutes. Then I went to go get an aura picture, and it was, just a beautiful aura picture. Um, and then I talked to the lady that was there because she was giving me an interpretation. And then a message came through for her from the Palladians. And she was, she literally, after the message, she was in tears because she was like, oh my God, how did you know? And I was like, I didn't know anything. It was the Palladians. And so, then she was like, okay, I have a studio. I would love for you to come and like work there. And I was like, oh my God, like you want me to come and work with you? Oh my God, so exciting. So I remember, oh my God, I literally left in tears because I was just overjoyed. I was like, oh my God, like thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. I can't wait. Well, then I call, to see if they're there. And they're like, oh no, I'm sorry, she's not here. I was like, okay, that's fine. So then I call again a week later, still not there. And I was like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. Once again, I'm believing I know what's best, right? So then I make up this resume, I get it all nice and pretty, and I get a cover letter. I write it. I'm super excited. I drive to this place 45 minutes away from me, but still believing I know what's best. Like I know that I need to go work with this person because I know best, right? Well, I got there and I was greeted at the front desk and basically told, well, we'll look at it by like there were two guys up there and they were, I don't know, one was the front desk person, one was, I guess, an intuitive or a psychic that worked there. And they literally looked me up and down like I was a piece of meat. And they're like, well, we'll give it to her, but you're probably not going to get the job. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, thank you anyway. I'm going to keep positive about it. And guess what? Never heard from them ever again. I gave them my email, my name, my number, everything. Never heard from them. Well, the reason why was because 3 months later, that place closed down. So even though I thought it was going to be the best experience ever, oh my God, oh yes. Well, it really wasn't going to be the best experience because I may have worked there for 3 months and that was it. So I always like to say, and once again, you can use whatever you want to put as your higher power, but I say God's rejection is for your protection. So now that was just my personal parable. So therefore, you have no guide to appropriate action and no way of judging the result. What you do is determined by your perception of the situation. Just like my perception was, oh my God, this is a great opportunity. And that perception is wrong. It is inevitable then that you will not serve your own best interests. Yet they are your only goal in any situation, which is correctly perceived. Otherwise, you will not recognize what they are. If you realized that you do not perceive your own best interests, you could be taught what they are. But in the presence of your conviction that you do know what they are, you cannot learn. So basically, it's saying that if you're like, oh, yeah, I totally know what's best for me, like I totally know what to do here, then what you're actually saying is you are denying and you're saying, no, I don't want another perception. This is what I want. This is how I want it. Get over it. And then, of course, if you're already saying, well, I know, let's say you go to the movies, right? And you have seen this movie before, but you've only seen it once. And someone is telling you they've seen it, maybe they've seen it 3 times. They're like, oh my God, don't you love the scene when, I don't know, that person jumps off the bridge and you're like, that person doesn't jump off a bridge. What are you talking about? That never happened. They're like, yeah, scene number 5, 20 minutes in. They jump off the bridge, and you're like, I have seen that movie. I know it's not there. So now you're refusing to go and actually see if it's true because you're saying, well, I already know. I don't need to see it again. I already know what happens, and that bridge part just isn't important. And it may have been that one crucial part that actually makes the whole movie make sense. So then we continue on. It says, the idea for today is a step towards opening your mind so that learning can begin. The exercise for today requires much more honesty than you are accustomed to using. A few subjects, honestly and carefully considered in each of the 5 practice periods which should be undertaken today, will be more helpful than a more cursory examination of a large number. 2 minutes are suggested for each of the mind searching periods which the exercise involves. The practice period should begin with repeating today's idea, followed by searching the mind with closed eyes for unresolved situations about which you are currently concerned. The emphasis should be on uncovering the outcome you want. You will quickly realize that you have a number of goals in mind as part of that desired outcome, and also that these goals are on different levels and often conflict. In applying the idea for today, name each situation that occurs to you and then enumerate carefully as many goals as possible that you would like to have met in its resolution. The form of which the application should be roughly as follows. In the situation involving blank, I would like blank to happen and blank to happen, and so on. Try to cover as many different outcomes as honestly as occur to you, even if some do not appear to be directly related to the situation or even inherent in it at all. If the exercise is done properly, you will quickly recognize that you are making a large number of demands of a situation which have nothing to do with it. You will also recognize that many of the goals are contradictory, that you have no no unified outcome in mind, and that you must experience disappointment in connection with some of your goals, however the situation turns out. After covering the list of as many hopes for goals as possible, for each unresolved situation that crosses your mind, say to yourself, I do not perceive my own best interests in this situation, and then go to the next one. So that is our lesson that you can practice for today. It's 5 2-minute practices where you just follow that example. So you think about a situation in which you are concerned about, and you then say to yourself, in this situation involving blank, so whatever this involves, if it involves you, if it involves a friend, if it involves finances, if it involves health, I would like blank to happen and blank to happen. So all the things that you want to happen, no matter if they contradict each other. So then we're going to move over to our journal questions today. And our first journal question is, what do I say brings me joy? Okay. Then it's an add-on to this question. Is the thing that I say brings me joy eternal in nature? Okay, so just see if it's eternal in nature. You know, a Maserati is not eternal. Now, what the Maserati may give you or help you to feel could be eternal. Okay, so think about that. Like we're getting a little bit deeper into it. What thoughts might block me from joy? I.e., the broad concepts like lack, fear, scarcity, really looking deeper down. We're not just going here at surface level, we're really going deep. And then, what is the key to experiencing more bliss in my life? And a great way that you can begin this practice or to do this is a wonderful tool. You put your hands right here over your heart chakra, or you can even put it over your own heart. It's really whatever you would like to do. And you just take 3 deep breaths. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do this together if you'd like. You don't have to do it with me. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in. Ready? So we are going to breathe in to the count of 5. Okay, so ready? So everyone, let's breathe in, and we're breathing in through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly let it out your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. We're going to do it again. Ready? And we're breathing in slowly in through the nose to the count of 5. Ready? And begin. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly let it out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. And we're going to do it one more time. Ready? And breathe in through the nose slowly and deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And slowly release it out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to just repeat to yourself, what is the key to experiencing more bliss in my life? My heart says. And then you just let your heart answer. You let love answer. You let the eternal being within you that is you answer that question. Okay? Because that's what we want to answer. Okay? And we're going to the heart because the heart is the symbol for love. And that's, once again, what you are. And that's what we want to answer this question. And it may come in a picture. It may come in a statement. It may come in a word. It may come in a feeling. It could come in a variety of different ways. But let your heart answer. It's not about thinking about it. It's really just about the first thing that comes into your mind, be it a picture, be it a word, be it a feeling. Whatever it is, you can state it out loud. All right? So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.